Welcome to Mod Mondays here with the UMP Modifieds at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're getting set here for heat number 1. And they're off. Well, it looks like we're having some technical issues here with our overlays. But we've got Heat 2 on the track here. Christopher Haddon on pole, followed by Taylor Wineland, Bruce Klingon in third, Pat Cobb to his outside in fourth, Ryan Wagenschutz will start fifth, and tail end will be Joseph Grandy starting sixth. Heat number 2, 10 laps. All right, here we're 1 to go. Christopher Hayden will take us to the green flag. He gets a pretty decent launch. He'll clear Wineland into 1. He'll run the middle, Pat Cobb. He'll look to the outside. Oh, he'll get into the back of Wineland. Cobb into the wall. He and Grandy. More contact between Klingon and Wineland. And just like that, we go from 7 cars to 3 cars. Hayden, Klingon, Wagenschutz, Cobb. He stops in 1 and 2. Now it's a 3-horse race. Hayden into the wall. Klingon into the back of Hayden. He'll lose all his momentum, but he'll regain it back off of 2. Then he'll tag the wall. That'll open the door for Ryan Wagenschutz. Klingon up to the marbles. He'll use that to get back by Wagenschutz, and he'll go back to work on Christopher Hayden. Klingon using that outside to get all kinds of momentum. He'll pass Hayden. And it looks like Wagenschutz, he saw what Klingon can do. He'll try to follow. Wagenschutz, though, going to choose the inside. Right now, it looks like if you can put that right rear on the marbles, that's the fast line around, as Klingon leads the field now by about 6 car lengths. Wagenschutz, he'll throw a slider on Hayden. Hayden, just like that, from first to third. As Klingon and Wagenschutz start to pull away. Wagenschutz not losing that much ground considering he's running a completely different line in 1 and 2, running that bottom. But both of them running that top in 3 and 4, running that marble line. Who will ride along here with Bruce Klingon as he takes us around the speedway. As we come with 1 lap to go. You can see he's running just with that right rear on the edge of those marbles, running the cushion. He'll take it out of 4. Bruce Klingon, he'll take heat number 2, followed by Wagenschutz and Hayden. Cobb, Wineland, Grandy, all running into trouble in that heat. Hopefully they can repair the car and get it out here for the feature. Alright, we'll line them up here for our consolation race. It'll be Keppel, Hayden, Ossendorf, Cobb, Westfall, Wineland, Thomas Smith, and Joseph Grandy line up at the end of the fourth row. All right. Greg Keppel, Christopher Hayden on your front row. They'll take them to green here in our consolation race. Keppel stands on it, gets a good start over Hayden. He'll lead them off into turn one. Big contact in the back. A couple of cars wrecking. That looks like Wineland, Covey, Boxall. Big wreck going into turn two. But Greg Keppel, that's all in his rearview mirror as he's now pulled out to a huge lead. With more contact behind him, it's Cobb, Hayden, and Grandy go at it for second place. 3 wide out of turn 4. Who's going to make it stick? It's going to be Hayden on the outside. Cobb letting off, but getting super tight, losing all that momentum into turns 1 and 2. Best battle on the track here for second place between Grandy and Hayden. Grandy with the advantage running that bottom line. Grandy able to stick that bottom line. He's now starting to pull away. That's letting Pat Cobb catch back up to Hayden. Both of them running the top line. But that top's starting to thin out. Those marbles have been pushed all the way up here to the wall. Making that top just a little bit more difficult. Pat Cobb saw what Grandy did to get around Hayden. He's going to look back to the bottom. Hayden into the wall. That's going to cost him more contact with the wall, and that's going to let Cobb get by cleanly. These cars clearly a handful right now as drivers are having a lot of issues trying to keep that car off the wall. Perhaps the bottom being the safest way around the track. Grandy getting by Keppel for the lead. Grandy really starting to make that car work for him. He's now moved up to the top and he's able to get a lot of momentum off the corners. Right along here with Grandy out front. Here I'm really having to let off the throttle in order to get the car to set in the corners. Running a bit of a middle line here in 3 and 4. but he's pulled out to a huge lead. Cobb now starting to catch Greg Keppel for second place. Everybody else strung right out. Smith running fourth, Hayden running fifth now. Wineland, Cobb, Box was still on the track, but way in the back. Joseph Grandy, he'll take the win here in the Consi, followed by Keppel, Cobb, Smith, and Hayden. All right. The cars are just hitting the track here for the warm-up. I'm joined here in the booth with my SSR teammate, Brandon Sleepy Garmin. Sleepy, you got me?
Yeah, I got you. Glad to be here. Glad to watch these UMP mods run around Bristol here.
Yeah, looks like the cars are a little bit of a handful. A bunch of guys tagging the wall on corner entry, and a couple guys tagging the wall in the straights.
Yeah, I was keeping my eye on Cobb in that lead, and when he went 3 wide and backed out, and it just pushed tight on him, you know how much it depends on these cars being up on the bars at all times. You let them drop off the bar, it's going to nose push, no plow.
Yeah, I think you, just as you were saying that, you could see Grandy on the track, the winner of that Consi, doing just that, the nose pushing up and just tagging a little bit of the wall. That makes these cars a little bit difficult to drive, and you got to carry enough speed to keep them on the bars, but you got to also slow down to be able to make that corner, especially as the entry of that corner starts to slick off more and more. Those marbles move up and up the track.
Yeah, to keep them cars up on the bars, throttle control and brake control. It's kind of the trickiest things. Just as much throttle, you may have to put in that much brake to get the car to turn. Because if you let it on the bars, there's.
So, Sleepy, what do you think? Do you think the winner's going to be running the top, or do you think somewhat like what Grandy did in that Consi, do you think the winner's going to be running the bottom, or do you think it's going to be the guy who can maybe run both the best?
I think if you're out in the lead, I'm thinking you're going to see a lot of track changes. Top seems pretty dominant right now, but of course, the longer the way around the track is. I think you'll see a lot of guys trying to use sliders. I don't see anyone really powering around anybody out there with the way the track's turned in right now.
I agree. I think it's going to be somebody who's able to maybe navigate that traffic, like you say, be able to throw a few sliders or maybe run a cut down to be able to make passes. I think that's the car that you're going to have to look for. Certainly one of the ones I'll be looking for is Blake Andrews, the current point leader. He certainly is on a strong run. And Bruce Klingen, he's also up there in points. And he had a good, strong showing there in his heat. I think he's another one to watch here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Bruce is always best in anything. He's really taken a liking to, it seems like, this season to the UN. Strong, so it's definitely somebody to watch out for. Like Blake Andrews make a mistake.
Yes, I think it'll be right down to the wire between a few of these drivers in the points. With 3 races remaining after this one, the UMPs head out to I-55, little short track, and then out to USA. Nice big track there with nice tight corners, USA being one of my personal favorite tracks on the service. And then they'll end their season at Cedar Lake. With a tight points battle here, It's just about anybody's game at this point.
You're right now you're at the point of the season, and if Blake has a few bad numbers, somebody else take over that top spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so looking here in hot laps, we mentioned Bruce Klingen. He's up there. He's second, and actually just then got eclipsed by Joseph Grandy, who now holds the fastest lap with a 1680. Bruce Klingen, a 1706. Brandon Bender, just 3/100ths behind him with a 1709. Tom Ostendorf, 1716, and Ryan Wagenschutz running out the top 5 here in hot laps with a 1727. So the field really tight. That's the top 10 separated by just 1/10 of a second. So I expect a good race here.
Something too that I noticed there towards the end of practice for the A main here. All the guys that were setting them top 5 laps were done right before the timer ran out. The track has actually gotten faster through that warm up. So that's what I mean when I say I expect to see the way the track state is for the lines to change, different grooves to come in, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw somebody trying to make that work a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're going to see right here off the start that guys are going to try to run a few different lines. And like you said, right there at the end of practice, guys running some of their fastest times. So I think they're figuring it out. I think it's going to make for some good racing, and I'm excited to see how it's going to play out here. Well, we'll go through.
2 fast guys on the front row. It don't look any easier for the guys behind them. So
It definitely doesn't. Speaking of your fast guys on the front row, Blake Andrews, he'll take them to the green. He's on pole. To his outside, Bruce Klingen, who's going to start third, Ryan Wagenschutz. And to his outside, Brandon Bender. Behind him, Greg Keppel, in the 38. To his outside, the 518, Joseph Grandy, your Consi winner. Behind Grandy, it'll be Patrick Cobb, followed by Smith, Hayden, Ostendorf, Westfall, and Michael Covey will round out your field as we take them to green.
Andrews is on the loud pedal there here at the Coliseum, leading them for 35 trips around.
Yeah, Andrews got a great run. I think that was Grandy back there. He got off the bars. He ran up the hill. We got an excellent battle here shaping for second. Just as the caution comes out.
Got to work the bugs out there the first couple laps here. Everybody trying to find a way. High close racing. Cars are coming off the bars, so.
Yeah, I think a few guys, just getting into lap traffic. The first time some of them are running sort of side by side, 3 wide. A little bit deeper in the pack, Smith, Hayden, Ostendorf. Looks like they took some damage. They've gone into the pits to repair some sheet metal. Hopefully they can get it back out here and tag on to the back of the field.
Yeah, that was a pretty big one there. It looked like it took out like the last 6 cars. Keppel, Westfall, Ostendorf, Wineland, Boxall, all in the pits or out right now.
Yeah, I think the big winner out of that, Michael Covey, up 7 spots. Just from being able to avoid that incident. We'll see if he can make up some more ground here as he sits behind Pat Cobb, Joseph Grandy.
It's just proof right there that sometimes it shows taking her easy into turn 1, let everybody work themselves out, and then start racing. Sometimes it works out on these big tracks when you don't have much time to react.
Yeah, sometimes you look at the lap count, you say, well, 30 laps on a big track like this, you might get the false sense that that's a short race, but really for these features, 30 laps is a long distance, and a lot can play out in that time. And I think, like you said, Sleepy, I think being patient, especially off the start, let things play out, and Michael Covey did that, and he reaped the rewards.
I'm interested to see what line Bruce Klingen takes here on the restart. That start, he was stuck on the outside, running the top for a couple of laps there, and he was giving Brandon Binder the door there to get right by him, and then I think he was kind of saved by the caution.
Yeah, I think yeah, Blake got a really good start, kind of thing. So let's see if Bruce can maybe keep to his tail tank this time by, and see if he can keep up with Blake as they come back to green. Single file. We only got one lap in, so there'll be single file up to this restart.
There's the tail coming out of 4. Blake stands on it.
Another good restart from Blake.
Blake's still running that bottom. Bruce went a little bit lower there.
Yeah, Bruce running that middle line. Brandon Bender doing the same thing behind him. And another caution comes out. Sometimes that can be a bit of a game changer when you get a few quick cautions like this and you don't quite get into your rhythm. I think Bruce is probably sitting in his car right now thinking, you know, what am I going to have to do on this start to make sure I'm right up on Blake Andrews' tail, kind of thing? Because that's 2 in a row now. Blake's kind of pulled out a few car lengths on him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to try and time them starts a little bit. See if he can hang up on. I wonder if it does have something to do with just different gear choices here.
Yes, I'm hearing a little bit from the pits that that was something a lot of crews were talking about coming into this race, was gear selection. If you were going to run the top or you're going to run the bottom. Some guys electing, like Blake, to run the bottom, just running that shorter gear so they can get a little bit more power down the straightaways. Where some other guys figuring it was going to go up to the top, they were going to ride the cushion and maybe run a little bit of a taller gear. No, you're good. All right. We're going to green here. Blake Andrews, Bruce Klingen, Brandon Bender.
Tell you, if I was Klingen right now, my front bumper would be right on the rear bumper of Andrews' car right now, trying to get the best jump, the best time that I could here on this restart.
Andrews with another pretty good start. Klingen, he's only a couple car lengths back. Oh, and that was Bender. He got off the bars. He pushed way up the track. Now he's got to contend with Ryan Wagenschutz and Joseph Grandy as they start to battle it out for third place. And behind them, a 3-car battle for, is that 4th, 5th, and 6th? Ooh, Grandy into the back of Bender. They both slam the wall.
Keppel gets into it with Cobb a little bit, trying to avoid.
But so far, we stay green. As Klingen now trying to track down Blake Andrews for the lead. A little slip up there through the slick, and Klingen loses a bunch of momentum.
I was just about to say, it looked like Klingen was catching him there. He's running that slider through 3. He's a lot back, but he's going to have to stay a little bit lower on the bottom there, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like Klingen can make that ground up in 3 and 4, but everything he makes up in 3 and 4, he loses in 1 and 2.
Andrews has really got that thing dialed in. He's got the right rear right in the slick when he's running the bottom. There's why he decided to go top shelf through 3.
As we look back through the field, Wagenschutz Michael Covey, he's your current hard charger. He's up 10 spots. Followed by Cobb. Keppel after that content's fallen a little bit back of Cobb. And Bender, the big loser out of everything, he's sitting way back here now in 7th place.
And that just goes to show you, on a big momentum track like this can take you from battling for second to trying to chase down 6th place.
Yeah, one little slip and you can lose just a ton of ground. As Blake Andrews, he's got that bottom and 1 and 2 rolling, and he's really pulling away. Just sticking that left front right down there on that seam. He's able to power through, and then running that marbles in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I don't know if Klingon just does not have the setup to run in the bottom. I understand that you can't follow him if you want to pass him, but man, first you got to get to him. Oh, just as I say that, Bruce is into the wall.
And that lets Ryan Wagenschitz make up a ton of ground. Wagenschitz, he's also running that bottom line. He pulls within 4 car lengths of Klingon. We have a battle on our hands here for 2nd place.
Ryan just cut that gap down to about 2 car lengths. He has got that bottom here.
Yes, looking very smooth on that bottom. He's catching him. He pulled in another car length there off of turn 2. He's going to look to get side by side here at the line. Just quite can't get that done. But this is where his advantage is off of 2. As he manages to get to the inside of Klingon.
If he can make the pass on Klingon and a caution comes out allowing him to get to the back lead here, because he's looking really good on the bottom.
Yeah, a little bobble there. But yeah, I'd say he might have something for Andrews if he can get a timely caution. Klingon, though, fighting back on that outside.
These big high bank tracks, the top perfect a couple of times. Just saw that there.
Well, and that's the thing with running the top and running that taller gear. It takes a few laps to wind it up, and that's where all that momentum comes in. If you can run the top, it can be very fast, but a little mistake can really cost you. And then, you know, having to recover over a few laps to get that momentum back up. Just like that, Wagenschitz must have been hearing us as he decides to go to the top, but puts it off the wall a little bit. As it looks like, oh, Patrick Cobb making a move on Covey. As they battle for 4th and 5th.
Cobb been involved in contact earlier. Don't look like nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't look too much for worse of wear. Doesn't seem to affect his speed as he's able to get by Covey and pull away a little bit.
Covey gets a little bit sideways there. Still able to hang though, still.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little too aggressive on his entry into 1 and 2, and that's caused him to get a little sideways off of 2. But he seems to be a little bit more in control here off of turn 4. That seems to be his advantage as he gets alongside Cobb. Oh, but as soon as you say that, he pushes up and loses all that ground and more.
Yeah, I think he got down on the flat spot up here. He just kind of took the weight off of that left rear and just sent him up.
Yeah, and all that hard work to try to get alongside all goes for naught, and he's got to redo it all over again. As we come back out front to Blake Andrews, he's on a cruise for now. He's way out in front over Klingon and Wagenschitz, who continue to do a little bit of a battle here, as Wagenschitz looks like he's brought it back to the bottom to try to get back around Klingon.
Closest race on track. Megan Schutz is giving it. Catch Klingen here. Kind of follow the leader here on the big tracks and try and build that momentum.
Wagenschutz making a bunch of ground there off of turn 4. A little bit of a bobble off of turn 2.
Oh, a little bit of a push there by Wagenschutz before he gets it again. Links in between them. This is super speed racing.
Yeah. Super speedway racing with a little bit of throttle control and finesse as they run right through the middle of the slick there in 1 and 2.
I brought that up a little bit earlier, talking about that blue groove, and sometimes if you got the throttle control, it's the best line.
It looks like each time Wagenschutz can get there, but just can't quite get the pass made. Because he's going to now experiment back with the top.
No harm, no foul. Gonna throw it through 3.
Hold up.
Straightaway Klingen just starts pulling away.
Yeah, the difficulty is that aggressive slider can be really fast, but if there's a car there, there's really nowhere to go, and you're forced to do something different.
There's only 3 laps left here. I'm waiting to see the bomb get thrown by Wagenschutz here.
Yeah, aggression leads to desperation, and we'll see what kind of move Ryan might have up his sleeve.
Keep in mind, 2 teammates here battling, but still. I guarantee you Ryan would love to finish ahead of Bruce.
Oh, well, of course, that's a whole week's worth of bragging rights until the next race, so...
Like Andrews is going to bring home the win. We're going to see the drag race to the line.
Klingen. Like Cobb and Greg Keppel, he'll round out your top 5.
That first lap accident really, man, it wiped out a lot of people there. Big track, cars with damage. Like we only had 4 cars on the lead lap here. Everybody's either a lap down or out of the event. So
Yeah, it's difficult. Like I say, those quick cautions, they can really really mess with your rhythm and timing. But as soon as we got through those, guys settled in, and they were able to run a really good race with some good battles throughout the field. Your top 3: Blake Andrews, Bruce Klingen, and Ryan Wagenschutz. Congratulations to them. Excellent race. Sleepy, any final words?
yeah, it's just a great drive by Andrews. That real world experience coming into play for him here. If I would love to know what the gearing is between Klingen, Wagenschutz, and Andrews there. It just seemed like Andrews was getting such a good run off the start and was able to make that bottom work, and the momentum just around the top was not enough to combat. And hats off to Andrews on picking up the victory here at Bristol.
Yeah, excellent run by him. Excellent run. Uh, Bruce didn't really have much for Andrews, but you know what? Comes away with a solid second place. Wins his heat. He's going to really maximize his point stay. Not letting Blake get too far ahead in the points, even though that he had the car to beat here tonight. Uh, Thank you, Sleepy, for joining me up here in the booth for the feature. It was great to have you. And on behalf of everyone at ESRN, thank you guys for watching tonight. Through some technical difficulties with our SDK overlays, but we were treated to an excellent feature, excellent UMP modified racing tonight. On behalf of everyone at ESRN, School of Sim Racing, the National Auto Racing Club, thank you very much, and good night.